and welcome back to the Finish Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywoodbets. This is an extra video we said we were going to do on Wednesdays. Sorry, my chair's all over the place. This is an extra video we said we're going to do after we've reviewed the Dublin Racing Festival. So we are going to do the Denman Chase, Game Spears, Betfair Hurdle, Kingmaker, and Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial, which is on Punchtown this Sunday. But before that, Dave's at the freezing already. You need to sort that into now.
And you just froze as well on must have been me. That's Sky. That's Sky Internet. Sky Internet. Not much good.
No, mine's fine.
Are you with Sky?
Yeah.
I don't know what it is then.
Anyway, we have news about the Pimlico Festival preview, which I will actually play now so everyone can see. I want to say I made that. I had nothing to do with that. But as I said, we're waiting on, we're just building the ticketing system. So the second that's ready, I will let everyone know on all our social media pages and Hollywoodbets one as well. So it's going to be a good night. It's free, as it says on it. So again, it's capped at 250 people. There'll be loads of prizes, enhanced prizes, ticket giveaways, and to the Cheltenham Festival, Punchtown, and so on. So come along, be a good night, and as we say, it'll be grand. Also, if anyone is attending Punchestown on Saturday for the Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial, if you sign up that day up there in the activation zone, you will be walking Sunday, just as well you're coming. Sunday, you'll be walking away with. Oh, my mind is gone now. Walking away with an all-expense paid trip to the Punchestown Festival this April. So you'll find it. You'll see the big marquee up there. You see the promo girls up there, Brendan. So they'll be able to give you a voice on everything you need to know, and there'll be giveaways on the day with our spin and win kind of wheel. So if you're along, come over and give it a go. You might walk away with a trip to the Punchestown Festival, and there's 4 runner-up prizes of reserved closure tickets to any day at the Punchestown Festival. And breathe. Good God. Obviously, Tom's not here, by the way. Obviously. Tom's on his way to the Crystal Palace game tomorrow against Brentford. Lucky bastard.
Very nice.
Anyone in the UK, on Sunday, we will have a similar video to that for the UK version, which is 100% happening on the 24th of this month. So keep an eye out for that. It'll be up on all the social medias on Sunday evening. That's only just over 10 days away. So on to the racing today, weekend. We're going to do it nice and quick because I have a lot to do still for Punchestown. So first we have the Denman Chase. Clantazobo is in at 10 to 11 on. We've Royal Guy 5-2, Imperial Aura 4-1, Eldorado Allen at 10s, and the Rasher Counter at 20s. Dave, right, so Clantazobo beat last year in this by Secret Investor. But last run, 9 lengths behind Tornado Flyer and King George surely is good enough to win this, especially with Royal Guy really have to empty in the tank in the Peter Marsh last time, and ground is kind of against him. And the rest of them are just yaks.
Yeah, you'd imagine he would be good enough to win, but I don't think it'd be a race I'd have a bet in because Paul Nichol's stable is out of form. I think we'll talk about Hitman. I would fancy Hitman, but the stable form is a worry. I actually don't mind Royal Pagoi, but I'd say he wants softer ground. Imperial Aura is like playing Scrabble with all the letters beside his form instead of numbers. But yeah, Clantazobo should win. I'm sure Paul Nichols would like to see some of the horses run better this weekend. So he's running them, so maybe he's happy with him, but hard to know.
Yeah, I'm kind of the stable form is the worry. Same as kind of like Henry's over here, but you get the odd classy ones that will probably win. Realistically, he should be winning this. Right on the ground, right guy won't really like the good stuff, even though he did run well behind Absolute Hard and Betfair Chase where he was second. But I think this is kind of ground and trip and flat track that Clandazobo will relish. Now, last year he came in off the back of a kind of a break, I think. Or was it the same as? I think it was the same as actually last year. But I think Imperial R, as you said, you have Unseat pulled up in his last 4 runs. You cannot back that any confidence of 4-1. Alan might put a spanner in the works if he gets his own way in front, but I think Clandazobo at 10 to 11 on, I think he's the one that's going to win it. But as you said, I would not be going anywhere near this as a betting proposition because you have the form of Paul Nicholls stable, you have Royal Pagoi ground concerns, you have Imperial Aura who has staying on his feet and actually finishing out racing concerns, and you have Eldorado Allen who's much of a muchness really when you compare him. But in hindsight, Clandazobo will probably win. Now, we move on to 3 o'clock at Newby. Game Spirit. We have So Royale in at 2-1, Hitman at 2-1, Funnable, Savola, whatever it's called, Sky Pirate at 5-1.
Funambula Savola.
Right, get at you, Hitman. You like him for this one?
Yeah, I think, again, it's hard with the stable form. I don't like So Royale. I think he mops up easy races, start of the season kind of job. The stable form is a little bit better. I suppose I'd really fancy Hitman. But I think it's between Hitman and Funambula Savola. If I might leave it, and if Clandazobo runs poorly, I'd be tempted to back Funambula Savola then. I think that's the way I might play it. Funambula Savola's form is very good behind and he's ran one bad race at Cheltenham, but he definitely didn't stay that day. It was like 2 mile 5, and the dog was just going running there. His form is progressive at 2. Yeah, his form is progressive at 2 miles other than that, but I think Hitman's a better horse. They're off the same weight as well, so. But I'd be conscious of seeing how Clandazobo runs first.
Yeah, I've kind of thought the total opposite view with you and So Royale. I think he's a great chance in this. I know what you're saying. He was winning bad enough races at the start of the season when he won the listed race hurdle at Kempton, beating Silver Streak. Then he was third in the fighting fifth behind Not So Sleepy and Epitaunt. And then he was 26 lengths beaten at Cheltenham then on December. This is his first chase start of the season. And it's a small field and ground he's going to like. Like the last time he ran over fences, he was third behind Grenadine, and then he was third in the champion chase. And he actually beat Champ in this last year. So I think he has an unbelievable chance of winning this. Is it a concern that it's his first chase start of the season? Probably not, no. I think he's the one they all have to beat, and he's form as well behind Altior. I know it's back in 2020, but he was third behind Altior in the champion chase as well. I think he's by and far the best in this race. I think 2-1 is a decent enough bet now, and he is one I will actually be having a decent bet on. Sky Pirate, he'll travel away and he'll empty out in this kind of class. Phoenicia Williams' horse, good form. Don't get me wrong at all. Has a chance. Hitman have never took to and probably never will take to. And then again with the Nicholls form is you'd want to see Clan run a good race. But I think it's all there for So Royale to be winning this. I'll nearly go as far as saying me bet. Best bet of the weekend. Right, we'll move on. So we're flying fucking through this. Betfair Hurdle. Betfair Hurdle. We have JPR 1 in at 9-2. Dave's after freezing at 3-1. He's back. Broomfield Berg at 5-1. Yeah, you're back. Last year's winner, Song Glory, 6s. Nappers Hill at 6s. I like to move it at 8s. Boot Hill 8s. Tritonic, 9s last year, second, 50 ball at 9s, and 10 to 1. Bigger the rest. Go on, Dave. You love handicaps, so let's do this.
I like Broomfield Berg in this. Nicky Henderson, he usually has one to aim at this. JP McManus horses tend to done well in it. He looked a totally different proposition with the hood on at Kempton the last day. Travelled lovely and sprinted away. I imagine Soaring Glory will run well, but surely has too much weight. I never know what to make of Colin Tizard's horses anymore, so I'd be leaving the JPR1, the favourite, alone.
He's at the
I
having
just
a
think
win on
the rest.
He might be turning the
Yeah,
corner.
sure, they can run terribly again.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Nicky Henderson, Broomfield Berg, and I think his other one with James Bone on it has an each way chance. First Street, bar one poor run, his form over hurdle is very progressive. He won very well. I think it was over Christmas as well. The race at Kempton, or could have been the time the Lanzarote meeting was on, but he was very impressive that day. So yeah, Broomfield Berg and First Street each way.
Right, I looked at it today, and I looked at Broomfield Berg. He was impressive the last time, but the race before that, he travelled really well, and it looked like he was coming to win his race, and he just kind of stopped a bit. That would kind of put me off a small bit of him. JPR1 is going to be, I say, a talking horse. There's a lot of people been touting him for this race for a long time. But again, the Tizard's form would worry you, but he's at having a winner today, so God only knows. The one I like is I like to move it. Sam Twiston-Davis and Nigel Twiston-Davis. He was 3 for 3 this year until he came up against Jambon at Ascot. He's beaten 14 lengths, which is not bad in hindsight. He's the beating of Tritonic. He gets more weight off Tritonic than he did the last time. I think he's a hardy horse, and the Twiston-Davises have a knack of getting horses ready for these kind of races. I think he's a decent price at 8 to 1. I think there's a bit more to come from. So he will be my main selection in it. One who, as you say, Soaring Glory, he would have a good chance, but again, he surely has way too much weight in this now. 50 ball, last year's second. He's been running over fences all this year, and he hasn't taken to him at all. He was 3 lengths behind Soaring Glory in this last year. And if he gets back to anywhere near this form and the hurdles seem to spark him back into life, he could run a huge race at around 12 to 1. He was, I know he's 16th, beaten 17.5 lengths in the county and behind Belfast Banter at Cheltenham. So I think he comes back to anywhere near that form, he'll have a big shout as well. But look, it's very open as the betting suggests, but I think I like to move it, and 50 ball are the two for me in this. Now, moving on to the last one, and our good old sponsors, Hollywoodbets, have their first ever Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial Handicap Chase over 3 mile 4 on.
We're not doing the Kingmaker.
We are doing the Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial after we do the Kingmaker.
Thought so.
Yeah, I was just reminding the people, Dave. Kingmaker. Right, Kingmaker. We have Edward Stone in at even money. We have Third Time Lucky at 15 to 8. Brave Siaska at 92, and For Pleasure at 14 to 1. I think, to me, this is just Edward Stone wins. He's battered Third Time Lucky before, and I can't see him turn around a 16 length deficit, in my opinion.
I think Third Time Lucky will beat him. Third Time Lucky simply just needs a lead, or else he goes nuts, and that's what he did that day at Sandown. He went nuts and made mistakes and was too exuberant and used all his energy in the middle of the race, which he tends to do. He looked way better the last day when he had a lead, and that lunatic is in the race again For Pleasure, and he'll go off like the clappers. And Third Time Lucky won't have to make his own running because he can travel behind that pace. And I think he might turn the form around with Edwardstone. I really will be so disappointed if Edwardstone is good enough to be winning an Arkle and all that in between.
I don't think anything he will be winning an Arkle. Like, in fairness to Edwardstone, he's been doing it well. He's won by 7 lengths, 16 and 10 lengths in his last 3 runs. He's been doing it well. Third time lucky, as you said, he is liable to actually take off. He done it at Cheltenham when we were over there, and we were both kind of convinced that if Captain Tomcat was going to stay in his feet, he was going to beat him. But I think if they don't, like, Fair Pleasure is there to make the run. He beat him the last time. Oh well, he beat him. He fed the last time when he was going to beat him. If he doesn't go quick enough up in front, this fella could pull his chance away. And the fences down at Warwick, they're down the back straight, they take a bit of jumping. And if he makes 1 or 2 nigging mistakes, that's him on the back foot straight away. And I think Harry will have to use up a bit more petrol than he actually wants to. So I just think the way it'll all pan out, I think Edwardstone is the right horse in this race. The way it's going to fall apart. So I can't see anything winning an Arkle now.
Look, I just think it'll be run better to suit Third Time Lucky, and they'll be able to restrain him. And the fact that they're running him so quickly after the last day, for me, is a tip in itself. And obviously, it's different races and different courses.
Did you not say bloody the last time that he'd be lucky to make the Arkle?
Yeah, they said he did something to a hoof or something, I think it was, but he's obviously okay. But like different courses and so on and so forth. But Edwardstone gave Do Your Job £5 over Christmas and bet him 10 lengths. Third Time Lucky gave him £5 the last time and bet him 30 lengths. So I just think he can forgive Third Time Lucky that lunacy run at Sandown, and he'd be the better horse of the two.
Fair enough.
But we'll see.
Right now, sorry, go on.
I said, yeah, I'll forgive him that race and we'll see who the better horse is.
Cool. Right now we're going on to the Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial. 240 at Punchestown. One of the 5 races the Hollywoodbets are sponsoring on the day. And as I said, if you're up there, there's a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to the Punchestown Festival this year. And a load of goodie bags, free bets, and forgot the most important one. 50 free pints of Guinness.
What?
Yeah. 50 free pints of Guinness for the lovely people of Punchestown. Oh, yeah. You're not getting any.
Class.
Right, so there's no betting up as yet, but the declarations are in. So we have Cocoa Beach, Dr. Duffy, The Big Dog, Fluer, Death Duty, Alpha Mix, Champagne Platinum, Brace Yourself, Stone and Roses, Toygraph, Jamil, Notice the Close, and The Dabbler. Dave's not a bad race now when you look at it. There's 2 in here that I really like. Who are you going with?
I like the top weight and I like the bottom weight. I think Cocoa Beach has a chance. Consistently runs well. I think the form of Estes is probably strong. Good horses ahead of him. And the Dabbler, who's beaten by Smoke and Gun. I think Smoke and Gun is a decent enough horse. He will pick up some good handicaps. And he obviously is only carrying 10-7. And Jockey's taking another 5 off. So carrying very little weight. So I'd like his chance. So yeah, both of those each, and hopefully they both be an each way price.
Yeah, the 2 I like, and I start with my main selection, will be Floer. Won the last time out at Fairy House over 2 Mile 5. He's taking a big step up in trip, but that was a decent enough race. Frontal Assault was in second. Grand Parody was third, but dead heat for second with him. Eglity Mans was fourth, and you have Everglow, Bold Assassin, Manila Escape Bacardi's, and so on. That was a decent little beginner chase, and he done this well. He travelled well. He made a bad mistake. As Jerry Haney said, he jumped it like a bag of hammers at the last. And I just think the way he actually went and won the race straight after that, he got himself together going again and he went on. David Russell booked up on him, which is a big plus to me. He will be my main selection, and I expect him to be up at the top of the market. And the other one is last year's winner, the Big Dog. He was third start of the season behind Eglatary and Conflated. And if you take it on hindsight, he could be. I'm messing. He ran a decent race in that. He was beaten out of sight in the end. So he didn't run a decent race. Jeez, my mind is all over the place today. He can write off his last run. There's so much going on for so many emails. I can look on my laptop and all I'm seeing is ping, 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 emails coming in everywhere. Start again. I'm not editing this, so I don't care. The big dog is my second selection. Right off his last run in the Welsh National. Johnny Burke made a bad mistake. Johnny Burke lost his irons. Had to get it back, try to get back into it, and he ended up being pulled up. He won this last year idling like you'd never seen a horse idle before when he hit the front. I think if they thought he was good enough to run in a Welsh National and he was up there in a betting throughout it, Jamie Codd back on board, who was on him last year when he won, he has a huge chance. Soft up there now, which will suit him down to the ground, and I think he'll have a huge chance as well. So Fleur, the main one, and then the big dog to maybe go close and try to do it back to back. Stone and Roses is a very interesting one. This is a kind of willy horse that was nothing for half of the season and popped up in a big one. So he's one that you could keep an eye on as well. Paul is booked up on him, but yeah, Fleur and the big dog for me though. Right, Nap, next best. Get out of the way.
I think my nap will be Broomfield Berg, and my next best third time lucky.
Nap would be Royale, and my next best would be Fleur in the Hollywoodbets Grand National Trial. Yeah, so that's us done. Nice little quick preview. We won't be back Sunday for talking points because we'll be traveling back from Punchtown, but we get to it on our weekend preview on Wednesday, so it won't be as long because we won't be doing that like the Dublin Racing Festival. So until then, if we see you up in Punchtown, come over and say hi. There'll be free pints out, there'll be free bets. There's a load of Hollywoodbets merchandise to be given away. There's a chance to win all expense paid trip to the Punchtown Festival 2022 and runner-up prizes of tickets to the reserved enclosure on what's that?
Do you know the way the Super Bowl is on Sunday, but do you know the way the Simpsons have predicted many, many things throughout the years?
Yes.
And when it happens, then it comes up on Facebook afterwards. In the Simpsons, the Bengals beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 34-31. So I am going to back that.
What price is that?
Oh, about 100 to 1, I'd say.
Oh, have a bit of that.
So
on that cartoon bombshell, we're going to call it quits on that. So if you're up there on Sunday, we'll be around the parade ring for the race. Come over and say hi. And yeah, until Wednesday, have a good week, have a good weekend, and we'll see you again Wednesday for another weekend preview.